for a few days. I'm here for my high school reunion. I came for a few extra days just so I could be a tourist, and my first stop is here at the Kentucky Horse Park. You can see they're already getting ready for Christmas with putting up their Christmas decorations. So the cost of admission is $22 and you get this wristband, and that is good for 2 days. Now, you might not think that you need 2 days, but trust me, there is so much to see and do here. You can easily spend 2 days doing it. After you get into the visitor center, you have access to 2 theaters, the main theater and the Ovation Theater. You can hear that the movies are playing now. So once you pay for the admission, you get a map, and the first thing I am headed for is the horse-drawn trolley tour. The trolley tours are at 10 and 2:45. There are only about 4 or 5 trolley rides at each time slot, so if this is something you want to do, make sure you get here on time. Most people are familiar with the Clydesdale breed of draft horses, but there are other breeds. The 2 pulling our trolley are Percheron. Percheron draft horses originated in France, and they have some Arabian blood in them. That makes them a little sportier and a little flashier among draft horses. I mean, just look at that sassy prancing. That was so much fun. They take you around the park and give you a little bit of history of the park, the horses that are here, and the different barns that you can go visit. The next stop is the Barn of Champions, and they have a show. These are champion race horses who are now retired. The Hall of Champions has these placards for some of their horses, the champions who have won so many races who are now retired. So you can read about some of these horses before you head on into the barn. This is Western Dreamer. He's a standard bred. During his career in harness racing, he earned $1.8 million. He retired at the ripe old age of 6. He's 30 this year, which is the top age for a horse. You can tell he didn't like me. The show is in this small arena. They have an announcer who tells you all about the horses and their successes, and they show some of the horses' races in the screens above. Our first champion was Accelerate, a thoroughbred. Foaled in 2013, his lifetime earnings were $6.69 million. He had 23 starts, and of those, there was only 1 race where he didn't finish first, second, or third. He's the only stallion at the horse park, meaning he's the only male horse who still has all of his private parts. Our next champion was Mr. Muscleman, a standard-bred harness racer. Foaled in 2000, he sold as a yearling for the ridiculously low price of only $2,000. His lifetime earnings, $3.58 million. He had 67 starts, and of those, there were only 6 races that he didn't finish first, second, or third. That was fantastic. I am headed to the Breeds Barn for the next show, which is the Parade of Breeds. The Breeds Barn, unsurprisingly, stables a number of different horse breeds, and you can freely walk to the stables to see them. Or not. The Parade of Breeds show features 4 to 6 different breeds with their riders or handlers dressed in colorful attire that evokes the culture, time period, and customs of the horse's native lands. This is a Frise which originated from the Netherlands. The Frisian breed dates back to the 13th century. The Frise became a war horse because it could carry the knights with their heavy armor. The Thoroughbred's origins are England. A Thoroughbred is known for its beauty, speed, and stamina. Thoroughbreds are the only breeds allowed in horse races like the Kentucky Derby, although there are other types of races like harness racing for other breeds. The Morgan horse originated here in the U.S. in the late 18th century. This is the breed that was used by the U.S. cavalry. The Lipizan came from the Habsburg dynasty, which is now modern-day Slovenia. Lipizans are known for their skill in dressage. The Marsh Tacky originates from South Carolina, but its lineage dates back to the colonial Spanish explorers. It's called the Marsh Tacky because it learned to easily navigate the then swampy, marshy South Carolina coast. The Appaloosa is another horse that originated in the U.S. They descended from Spanish horses and were bred by the Nimepu Indian tribe in the U.S. Northwest. For this last part of the show, the horses stay in one place along the railing and the people get to go around and meet each horse. So the 3 morning events are over and I am now free to walk around the horse park and see the museum. But I'm going to head over to the big barn. It's called a big barn because it is a big barn, but also because it has the draft horses, the very large horses. This is your chance to get up close and personal with a horse. These guys are gentle giants, although one did try to eat my hair. I didn't get any video, but I did get this photo. Moving on. During the day when the horse park is open, all of the horses are either in the barn or they are working, pulling the trolley, or I guess that's the only job they have. Mounted police, that kind of thing. But once the park closes, the stall doors are open and the horses can run free in any one of these open pastures, make friends, play, and just get to be a horse. There are plenty of horse statues here at the horse park, but this is the one I was most interested to see. This is Staff Sergeant Reckless. During the Korean War, this horse carried munitions from the munitions depot to the firing sites, often by herself, without any humans or any soldiers with her. She would leave and she would travel as many as 51 trips in a single day. She figured out how to get around barbed wires. Of course, it doesn't take a lot of intelligence to know that when it's bombing, you duck down, but yeah, she definitely did that. And if a way was blocked, she would find another way around and she would get the munitions to the firing site. So this was a hero horse. One of the ways that a racehorse's strength is measured is by his stride. A stride is the distance between when one hoof hits the ground and then the next point that it hits the ground. So this short little exhibit shows us the length of some of the greatest racehorses' strides. The average racehorse's stride is about 20 feet, and these are longer than that. So here is the start of the stride. Over there is the end of the stride. So let's see how many steps that is for me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 steps for me. And then here we had John Henry, who had a 24-foot stride. Secretariat, 25.5-foot stride. And Man-O-War, 28-foot stride. 28 feet is the record for the stride. No thoroughbred has been measured to go beyond that, and Man-O-War is definitely the most prolific racer. This was a real treat. These two little miniature horses are Apple and Pixie, and she just takes them around the park to greet people so they get a little bit of exercise and they make people happy.
Apple's only 2, so she's a little abrupt with her manners.
There is still so much more to see. The museum, the mounted police barn, the kids barn. If you are in the Lexington, Kentucky area, you should definitely come to the Kentucky Horse Park. Find your adventure. Thank you for watching.